Alright, so I'm gonna go over my recap videos for March 17, 2017. That's Friday, March 17, 2017. So, first place, Edit. Edit came out with the offering at 22.50. So when I saw this, it was pre-market. Ended up pushing higher. I ended up going with the small size right at this bear flag. So I was looking at this, kind of drew this trend line. It's around 6 a.m. my time. I ended up going at 23.80. So around 23.80 is where I went in. It was around this area, 23.80, maybe lower here. Ended up spiking, which is fine. I ended up setting my stop loss at $30 because it was a small position. I was, it was a wide stop because I know there's some room to adjust and some wiggle room. And part of the reason I missed was I was playing Gale, and I'll explain that in a bit. But I wanted to add at 25. I even added it, had a note to myself. But since I missed it, ended up coming down here. This thing ended up rolling over. I covered my first position at $23. Sucky part here is that my goal was $22.50, but once I saw $23, that was a nice 80-cent gain. So I ended up taking my my first my cover here, and at the open, and just pretty much dropped to $22.50. You could pretty much tell that shorts cover there. Some people came in and bought it. They bought it and pushed it higher, which got me excited again because now we have this negative sentiment on this stock, right? So you got an offering. It's down already about, what is it, $25 down to, what is it at this point? 25, almost $2.50, almost, yeah, close to 10% down. So negative, the sentiment here, it's negative. So what I wanted was another bear flag, and it did. I ended up going at 23.30. 23.30, I came back in with a 150 share size position. Ended up making a lower high. It got me more excited because now this is confirmation. It couldn't even get back to the double top. So it's a lower high on the 1 minute time frame. I ended up going again at 23.37 for about 200 more shares. So I ended up going in here again, bigger size. I covered 4/3 of my position here at $23 again. Was it 20? No, 22.86. 22.86. I covered 4/3 of my position there. So I left 1/3 open. Ended up coming back up. I think the reason I got out was because the RSI was telling me on the 3 minute. Must have been that. Across the VWAP, and it was must have been it. I guess I could have held a little bit longer, but 22.86, covered 4/3, 1/3 left open. When it came back to 22.96 and kind of curling back, I got it right before this big candle, and I'm glad I got it out right before this. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure I would have covered all the way up here at the top. But this thing ended up rolling over, continuing lower, and sitting at 22.50. So overall, it was a good play. I think I made most of my gains here with Edit. The other one I played was Gale. Gale, I was looking at with my boy Billy, and honestly, I ended up piggybacking on this one. So what we saw, it was making lower highs, and it's starting to look heavy. There's not a lot of support coming in. The volume was still low compared to what it has, and I think it was hitting a double top about or a strong resistance. There's strong resistance that I have drawn here at 88 cents from here, 88.91. So we already had our line in the sand drawn. I ended up piggybacking with my boy Billy, and so we piggybacked and ended up getting out here at 74, I believe, right at this. Billy got out at 72, I think. I got out at 74, it came back up. Same idea, same concept here. It made ended up making this bear flag, and I came in again for a second time, bigger size at 74 cents. So right after it cracked this, because I was busy playing Edit here, so I came, looked at Gale. I ended up taking it at 74 cents, and it just continued lower. I was gonna set a trail stop. I was busy with other stuff. I ended up getting out. Let's see. No, I ended up going in, yeah, 74. I ended up getting out at 67, I believe. 67, 66, something around there. Should I held, I mean, I could have made a bigger gain, but I mean, it is what it is. I still ended up taking my win on that one. The other one I played was STML. STML, we've been going back and forth for a while. My boy Roman hit me up on this one. Bad earnings, I guess, or something that must have said on the conference call or the earnings report. Ended up dropping big time. So I was drawing this, as you can see here, I drew this trend line. I was waiting for that break because of a bear flag. Um, when I was drawing this, I almost went in here because it had made this a golden ratio retracement. So I almost ended up going here a really big size. I'm glad I didn't. Part of the reason it was spiking up too was an SSR. So I didn't go in there. Ended up starting getting heavier up here, and then I went in at, let me see, I had it at 950. So 950, I went in. I had set my stop loss on 985, and the reason is because this is a 5 cent ticker. I think I had seen resistance around here, so I put my stop loss right above that. And it's a very funky stock and very sketchy the way it behaves. So when I went 950, I think ended up spiking up to 950, 983 or something like that. I got out 957. Must have been here. Forget what it was. See, it was 950. It was this one of these candles. Yeah, it was this candle. Because I went in at 950 short, and then it spiked up, and just given the fact that it's a sketchy stock, I ended up getting out. A little disappointed on this one because my stop loss was 985. My goal was 890. 890, I guess almost got there. Oh, almost by 4 cents. 890 was my goal. I didn't follow my plan. I ended up panicking, and as you can see now, it made it a lower high. Very poor execution on my part. I should just follow my plan, put in a bracket order, and let it play by itself. Maybe here, the guy once it started getting closer to 890, maybe I would have just taken my, I wouldn't cover here. Very poor execution. Didn't follow my plan. I ended up squeezing for no reason. There was no reason for me to cover there. It was just one candle, and that's it. As you can see, minutes later is when I ended up tanking. Very disappointing on that. The other one I also played was MCRB. MCRB. This is one that I ended up making this Excel sheet with Roman, and MCRB. The reason it was up is it was an earnings beat, but also I was reading on. There's even this news link. They're trying to pump their phase 2 study, and so what they're doing there is that they did a phase. This same medication they had it had failed. It didn't get the FDA approval, so they ended up changing the name, and now they're pumping the phase 2. So I was confident that this thing was gonna drop because it had a big spike the day before. I think it went up almost 30%, 37%. So when I saw that, I felt confident that was gonna continue lower, and as you can follow this trend here, it started making lower highs. I ended up going in at 1241, small position. I think it was after a break of the trend. Same thing, I got rid of my VWAP. I don't want that to influence me. So I ended up going at 1241 short. Was it? It was around here. 1241 right here. It must have been here, around this area. I think it was after the confirmation of lower high, but that's around this area is where I ended up going short. It dropped, then I made this reversal. And the thing is, my stop loss, what I wrote down was 1325. So I guess it was above this. That was my stop loss. So I was willing to risk, from my entry, another 75 cents. But same thing, I ended up getting squeezed out. As you can see here, it's former support, now resistance. It came there. I just couldn't get past that point. And I ended up getting squeezed at, what was it, 1257, I believe. Something about the 57 numbers I just get squeezed at. So 1257, a couple minutes later, just dropped. And my whole plan, I was even telling one of my buddies on chat, like, I'm going to add here. And I didn't. I was anticipating of adding on a pop, bigger size, and then just let it right down. So I ended up taking a loss here. Same thing, poor execution. Didn't follow my plan. Had I followed my plan, I would have been up. My goal was 1163 down to the other Fibonacci level. It didn't get down there, but I mean, once it gets down here, I would have just taken my average, maybe 50-cent win. Um, so again, poor execution. Didn't follow my plan. Bracket orders probably would have saved me. Towards the end of the day, I probably would have just closed my order here. So poor execution again. So let's see what happens with next week. I'll be playing more bracket orders and nothing else. So see how it goes. But that's my recap. Overall, I ended up green. The day before I was red, but overall on my non-PDT account I am green. Another one I want to talk about before I close this recap is this one here, GoPro. GoPro, I just felt this one owes me a little bit of money. I ended up getting squeezed almost at the top. So I was waiting for this break here. And what I noticed about these big companies that do that big hedge funds play with, it does react a lot to the VWAP. So I was actually paying attention this one to the VWAP. Roman pointed out that I ended up going short on the VWAP and ended up bouncing. So that kind of catches my attention now. So any big stocks, big names like this, you have a lot of hedge funds, institutional bankers playing it. So so what I was waiting for is just I almost went in here for a short, and I was willing to hold it for overnight. Um, so I wanted the bounce back and then just get it down here somewhere. As you can see, I ended up squeezing a lot of people. And part of the reason I didn't get in is there's no shares to short, so I guess a good sign. But on the overall big picture, this one is still making an uptrend. It's holding this uptrend here. So we'll see how it plays out. If it can get past 860, 854 on Monday, then the chances are better of shorting. So other than that, that's it. Again, I just need to follow my plans, and I think we should be good. All right, talk to you guys later.